Directed by Noaz Deshe and executive produced by Ryan Gosling, among others, White Shadow is a surreal, impressionistic take on a real-life issue, the albino body part market in Tanzania. It's where witch doctors offer thousands of dollars for albino body parts, which are believed to bring good fortune, prosperity, and the ability to cure any illness. As a result, Tanzanian albinos, including children, have been murdered by gangs of men who hack off arms and legs and sell them on the black market for huge amounts of money. The film follows an albino boy who is forced by his mother to live in the city with his uncle after the child witnesses his father's murder. However, the boy remains under constant threat because of gangs specialized in kidnapping and killing albinos and selling their body parts continuously keep showing up in the area. Now, while I think this film is very good and definitely worth your time, there are some things I feel you should be warned about before deciding to watch it. A strikingly overarching aspect about this film is that it's very rough around the edges, from all points of view. From the very beginning, the film starts shifting back and forth between different styles and different types of filming. You might have documentary-type realism in one scene, and heavily color-desaturated impressionism/surrealism in the next, all meant to evoke the main character's constantly shifting and unbalanced mental state. The film's camera work is very dynamic and energetic, but also very aggressive and fragmented. I especially enjoyed the way they differentiate between the different parts of the day. The nighttime is usually pitch black, with only headlights of cars and streetlights being the only source illuminating our characters. It's very effective on an allegorical level, in how it conjures up this sense of dread this boy feels, especially being someone who is so easily identifiable in public, while having the constant threat of being killed looming over him. As a contrast to that, we have scenes which take place during the daytime, in which he engages in a newly formed friendship with another albino child who followed him to the city, and a blossoming love affair with the non-albino daughter of his uncle. The linearity and chronology really start dissolving at this middle part of the film, which is not a problem, but it probably would have made the film a little bit more easily digestible if they just trimmed it down with at least a good 10 to 15 minutes. Stylistically, it remains heavily thought-provoking and engaging, and also fascinatingly bizarre at the same time. It's this unusual middle portion of the film where we have moments that show us characters talking without them ever actually moving their mouths. Instead, the filmmakers used voiceovers in these scenes. It feels very poetic, to be honest, and it's a very good counterbalance to the film's more documentary-style parts, which start re-emerging again during the climax of the film. I really have to give props to the writer-director for being able to take a real-life social issue and turn it into such a unique film, without turning it into something sappy or exploitative, like it might have turned out maybe in the hands of a different filmmaker. I wholeheartedly recommend it if you're interested in film, not just as a medium for which to tell stories, but also as an art form. This film is a great example of how to mix both of that. Without being overly violent or gruesome, it's kind of challenging and difficult to watch at times, but it also has enough clarity and focus for it not to turn into something that's frustrating. So there you go, folks. I hope I convinced you into checking this movie out. I'm really glad I saw it, and thanks for watching, as always. I will see you in the next review.